Did you like being called a sacred cow? Moo. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Is that like a term? I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm not sure where that came from.
Can you envision being in a world where you are so delusional that years later, after your husband dumps a group of the women he was involved with prior to you, women who dumped him because he deserted them because of your relationship with him, you would respond to a question by stating that you do not get why people think you're treated differently than them? That you really don't think he likes you more than the others? Although Kody literally has said in public that he does like you more than them. And now, at this time in your life, you can't just say, sure enough, he favored me. I'm still married to him. Do you remember when Robyn Brown came into the family? She said to Mary, I can't do this family without you. That's what she said. She said it for years, that she was hanging in there for Mary, that she was remaining with the family for Mary, that she was there for Mary. She stated she didn't want to be a monogamous wife, didn't want to be with Kody by herself. That's what she said. So when everybody else went and she remained, that's how we knew she had been lying. It's been, I don't even know how many years anymore. Christine departed in 2021. Janelle in 2022, and Mary in early 2023. So 2 years plus now since the entire family has disintegrated, 4 if you count from Christine, and Robyn remains with him to this very day. Janelle has also stated that Kody became nastier once Robyn came into the family, and that he runs interference for Robyn, so she doesn't have to deal with the fallout of her own behavior. She claims it's because people say Robyn didn't become part of the family to be a polygamist, and Janelle feels that story is a lie. And I do too. I think Robyn did want to be in a plural family. I say that honestly, but I also feel that she wanted to be the favorite wife. That's the difference. If you're aware of the world of polygamy, when a new wife comes in and becomes the favorite, the other wives, particularly the older ones, tend to get pushed out to pasture. They're not introducing more kids into the kingdom. They're not the new shiny object. They're not the plaything anymore. So they get discarded. That's the cycle. That occurs daily in polygamy, not always, but frequently. Sometimes the new wife isn't the favorite one. Sometimes the favorite one is the first wife. Sometimes it's the third. Sometimes it depends on the situation. But there is usually a favorite wife, and I believe that is what Robyn wished for. She wished to be the favorite. She wanted to be the legal wife. She wanted the power, the control. She wanted to be the queen bee. So, yes, I do agree with Janelle. Robyn didn't want to live polygamy, at least not the way that the Browns had been living it, where there wasn't supposed to be a favorite, even though Mary sort of was, until Robyn came along. But Robyn is so delusional about all of this. She still can't bring herself to accept the truth, or she's downright covering for Kody, or perhaps her narcissism just won't permit her to perceive reality. When Suki confronted her about this, instead of being honest about it, she sidestepped the issue altogether. Instead of putting a tough, direct question like, what did you say to Kody that made Janelle so upset? Or did you and Janelle talk and tell this to Kody? Which is obviously what occurred. Suki posed the question so that Robyn could wriggle out of responsibility. Robyn merely shrugged and said, I think a lot of attention's being put on me, and I just want them to leave me alone. Keep my name out of your mouth. And look, we all have those kinds of moments where we don't want someone chattering about us. That's okay. But this was different. Suki lost the opportunity to truly call Robyn out. Because here's the thing, what consistently happened was the wives would have some interaction with Robyn, and whatever happened, whatever slight, real or perceived, would ruffle her. And we know even small things had the potential to trigger her. For instance, years back, Christine read the outcome of a personality test out loud, describing that Robyn's personality type would be attracted to drama. That was enough. Robyn became upset, obsessed with it, and made it into a personal vendetta. She misinterpreted it, became the victim, and then obsessed over it until she could go running to Kody, crying, they're being mean to me. That was the cycle. And then Kody would blow up at the women and get in the middle of it, when he never should have been getting in the middle of anything. And Robyn, who told for years that she didn't bring Kody into her relationships with the sister wives and that it would never work, was revealed by Christine and by Janelle and by Mary. Okay? And so what Janelle was doing in that clip was ultimately revealing Robyn for interjecting herself into a conversation between her and Kody, which ultimately resulted in a massive fight between Kody and Janelle, where Kody tore apart and got angry and screamed and yelled at Janelle because of something that occurred between Janelle and Robyn, that he only heard the one side of the story from Robyn, and all that Janelle was trying to say was Kody is, I don't know how you would know what happened between me and Robyn unless Robyn told you. Rather than reply to that question, he cut her off and told her he wasn't going to reply to the question and he wasn't going to discuss it with her because it would reveal that Robyn was speaking crap about her, which was really a part of the manner by which Robyn managed to maneuver Kody into opposing all of the wives. She got him to believe that each one of these ladies was out to get her and that they were bullies and needed to be saved and protected by him, and she won't be held accountable for it still, and rather just says, keep my name out of your mouth. Since Kody Brown asserts that all the commentary about he and Robyn is just bad commentary on the internet, I'm gonna add my bad commentary since he truthfully believes what I'm adding to the conversation is absolutely irrelevant whatever. But what I'm hearing, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing is that Robyn's getting Kody riled up, right? And she's making him feel like there's this urgent need that she needs to be protected. And then she's running to him and lying to him about something that happened between her and one of the wives, knowing full well that this will cause Kody to lash out at the women. And so Robyn can covertly attack them through. Kody, does that make sense? So instead of Robyn having a confrontation directly with them and yelling and screaming at them, she can get Kody riled up to get him angry so that he will then lash out at them to yell and scream. So she's making him do her dirty work kind of like a puppet master. And I think that's what Janelle is intimating here, is that Kody would get so riled up by what was told to him that was false. And this is very similar to what Garrison said prior to his death, that Ryan Robyn would hear something, she would then play the victim, and then their dad, Kody, would get all riled up about it, and then Robyn in that victimness would never let it go, and then she would twist everything and put it back on you, like you were the villain. And so then Kody is in a way gaslit by Robyn's able to manipulate Kody to then attack the people that she's mad at for her, and then her hands are clean and it doesn't look like she's done anything wrong. And so that when something does happen like here, where she's being confronted about it, she can play dumb because she can say, I don't know what they're talking about. I had nothing to do with that. There was no argument. Whatever, it's just a way for her to manipulate and control, and it's cunning, honestly. And so what Janelle's saying is that this manipulation of Robyn made Kody meaner, made him more angry, made him more retaliatory, made him more defensive, and he was being 100% manipulated by Robyn. And Kody have a very, I would say, codependent in my opinion, a codependent relationship where they both manipulate the other in very different ways. But with Robyn, this enabled her to attack the other women, and it also helped her pit Kody against his wives so that she could do whatever she wanted and that none of the negative attention was on her. It was always directed somewhere else, and I still believe to this day that that dynamic being gone in this marriage between the two of them is going to ultimately lead to Kody and Robyn splitting up, because when there's no other outside factor for her to draw attention to, and he doesn't have the validation that he wants from everyone else, they're going to implode. Eventually, that's my opinion, Robyn rewriting history, and her manipulation does not extend to just Janelle in this episode. She did this when it came to conversations about Mary and trying to act like she wasn't jealous that Kody and her, had that moment. I mean, if she wasn't jealous that Kody was at Mary, she wouldn't have shown up unannounced with a gift from her basement. But regardless, she also needed to rewrite and reframe what happened with Gwendolyn's engagement party. And by the way, Suki's questions to Robyn are so softball, she doesn't answer or ask direct questions about why Christine would be upset. She doesn't say to her, well, Christine says the reason why she's upset is because Kody didn't tell them ahead of time he was going to be there. But what she's not saying, Christine, that is that there was never supposed to be cameras at her engagement party. The only reason why cameras showed up is because Kody and Robyn showed up the day of filming, and of the event was not supposed to be filmed. Gwendolyn has stated that publicly prior to Gwendolyn attending her engagement party, she was made to sign an NDA, and she was upset that this occurred because she felt that her dad and Robyn came for the purpose of silencing her to have her sign an NDA because she had been speaking openly about her father and Robyn on her Patreon. Christine wasn't upset that they came. She was upset the way they came, the manner in which they came, the control and the manipulation that they were exercising. They weren't there for Gwendolyn. They had an ulterior motive, and because they were given no notice, it made Gwendolyn upset. Gwendolyn was extremely upset by this. She stated that she would never work on the show again. After this, she stated that. And so, when Robyn is questioned about why Christine would be upset, how she dodged, this is craziness. Suki's question was to Robyn, well, Christine said it adds a level of complexity when Kody and Robyn come in for an event. And Robyn states, well, it's true, but instead of admitting that she and Kody decided to come in late, and they only came in and decided to arrive the day of, and they only came in because of cameras. And even on the show, Christine said on that episode, you guys, Christine said that she felt bad for Gwendolyn because now Gwendolyn's moment was going to become something where it is all about Kody. The only reason Kody went that day, he had couple of reasons here. One, he found out that David was going to be there, and he realized that he could confront David. So going into the event, there was some nervousness by everyone that it would be uncomfortable for David and uncomfortable for Kody, and no one had any idea how Kody was going to behave. The second was that Kody was going there to bring drama for the show so that he could meet David for a storyline for his show. So they turned in Wendell's engagement party into Kody's storyline of meeting David, and Christine said she felt bad that Wendell's moment was turned into something that was no longer about her, but was now about Kody meeting David, because Wendell didn't speak in a talking head at all during that episode. Gwendolyn's time was totally overshadowed. We didn't hear her open presence. We didn't hear Bea speak. We didn't hear them discuss their relationship or how much they were excited about something. Honestly, we heard nothing from the two of them. The party became a soundstage for a show, for Kody to meet David, and for Christine to see Mary Christine. And Mary seeing each other wasn't all that dramatic at all. I guess he hijacked the party for his own selfish intentions, which was really the core of the pain that Christine was feeling for her daughter. And secondly, he shows up last minute with cameras, and then Gwendolyn, who didn't want her wedding filmed and really didn't want any part of her relationship with Bea on the show, at this point said she went to the event, and there was a producer from TLC at the door, and he made her sign a non-disclosure agreement, which barred her from saying anything, and it also had provisions about, spoilers and hurting the show and all of that. And before Kody and Robyn showed up at Gwendolyn's party, Kody had been trying to bully Christine into getting her kids to shut up and stop talking about him online, and he had threatened to bring in lawyers and use TLC to make them stop talking about him online. He wanted Peyton revealed this right before this engagement party occurred. So basically, Kody calls Christine and he says, your kids need to shut up or I'm going to get them to be sued by TLC. And Christine and Kody had been arguing over that, so to avoid having that argument, he just then takes an opportunity to show up where Gwendolyn is, simply for the purpose of forcing that NDA and turning her engagement party into a set. It had absolutely nothing to do with Christine not being able to accept that she was divorced and that she had to see Kody. It had nothing to do with that. It had to do with what Kody was doing and what Robyn was doing. Robyn knew full well why she went there. She was there for a scene for a show. And that was it, Robyn, to then deflect and make it like, Christine can't handle that. They're divorced. And it's very cute for Robyn to say, well, you're divorced and you have kids and you're gonna have kids forever. You got to learn to get along. When she forced her ex-husband to sign over his rights as a parent and had Kody adopt her children, and she alienated and disparaged and caused all kinds of grief in her ex-husband's life and erased him from their lives, for her to now say,